your daily financial news. If you don't know already, we do a daily financial news show 6 days a week at 7:30 a.m. Pacific. And then yes, on Thursdays we do this show at 7 a.m. because one of our multimillionaire experts likes to do his show at 7:30 a.m. So, I just get up a little early, do everything the same, so I can still come to you daily as the first kind of live show. In addition to that, this is all live. Got a whole page of notes just talking about what's going on with the consumer, cost of capital, real estate, the market, things of that nature. The whole key to this is I think today's a great day to make some money. And of course, I want to be just a little bit better than yesterday. That's an important part of our journey from a single house to financial freedom, was just getting a little bit better every day. So when we talk about the news on Thursday, we got to start with the unemployment claims. They were disappointing. They were also even more disappointing last week. They were upwardly revised. We're going to talk about kind of three numbers here. The first is the new weekly unemployment claims. They came in at 861 on an expectation of 773. So 11, 12% negative or miss, right? We were higher. We are really now establishing a new baseline that is not okay. For quite a while, we were kind of in the sevens. Now we're, approaching the nines, and that is not a good thing. For those of you that are asking about my puppy Jimbo, he is right here sleeping. We had another rough night, so I'm not going to wake him up because I would like him to sleep for a couple of hours. So that's the unemployment claims for the week. We have continuing claims, which always lag a week. They came in at 4.9 million. They were down about 60,000. The big drop was in the folks receiving some type of benefit. That came down to 18.3 million. But as we have learned from past weeks, most of that drop is from people exhausting their 9 months or 10 months of unemployment. So, all in all, disappointing. There will be a time, and I hope it's sooner rather than later, where unemployment claims and the unemployment rate, right, U3, are up, and it's a good thing. And that means we're pulling people off the sidelines. We're clearly not there yet. We've clearly got to go through this last muck. It's just, ugh, we got to get through this together. A couple of things, just totally flipping the script. It was actually the last thing I read this morning, but I just want to get some good news after talking about bad news, or at least interesting news. I don't know if it's too early to say if it's good news or not, but I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson came out and supposedly said he is up for running for president if that's what the people want. First off, he's an actor and businessman who likes social media, and if you don't follow him, you should. He's a pretty good follow. You got to get ready for some intense workouts, though. I do follow him. He's fun. You should follow him on Instagram. He's a fun guy. But it would be interesting to see if he really does that. He has a very busy acting schedule, I'm sure. He has a tequila company and probably dozens of other companies. It'd be interesting to see if he would step out of that to actually run for president. But if he ran for president and if he won, he would be the most physically intimidating president ever. He would make Putin look out of shape. So I don't know. I found that interesting. I read it, put a smile on my face, think about the possibilities. I don't know. Let me know what you think. You vote for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or maybe we don't know enough about his views, but I thought it was entertaining. Next up, reading a bunch about San Francisco. San Francisco, as you know, if you follow this channel, is a city in pain. What I found interesting, and this is probably why the rest of the Bay Area real estate is not suffered, there's often been a great story that everybody in San Francisco is leaving. I think I even did a video on it that talked about 30,000 people, or some number, were leaving. And the idea was they were going to Texas, Nevada, Arizona, where in reality, what we look at is they're actually going to the suburbs. So they're basically going south or east, right? The number one move for the vans, U-Haul van lines, is Alameda County. You can think Oakland. You can think Santa Clara County, San Mateo County. So what we're seeing is a disproportionate amount of tech workers who were residing in San Francisco. They're just going south. Now, what that means for you if you don't know the Bay Area is they're likely getting yards, because it's pretty difficult to get a yard in San Francisco. And it's a little bit cheaper, but it's still ridiculously expensive. But it's still cheaper. So what we're seeing is that's why I think the Bay Area proper has absorbed and had price increases where one might have thought price drops. I don't know if that's going to hold steady for long because, again, San Francisco residents, I think it was only like 100,000 people or 98,000 people reside in San Francisco. So it's not like there's a ton left to leave. So it'll be interesting to watch that. Robinhood, GameStop, Reddit, they're all testifying today in front of Congress. I think it's going to be a big nothing burger. I don't know about you, but we shall see. There's a couple of things that I hope get discussed. First, I hope they ask lots of hard questions around selling order flow. I have told you or suggested that Robinhood is not your friend. Yes, they revolutionized free stock trading, but they make their money essentially what used to be called front running, which used to be illegal, but now it's not because I don't understand how they split hairs. I'm not a lawyer. But basically by selling order flow to large hedge funds, the hedge funds can get in just a millisecond ahead and actually sell shares to Robinhood buyers at slightly elevated prices and pocketing the difference. It's usually pennies, but pennies over, millions of trades, real money. So I hope they talk about that. I hope that becomes a focus for FINRA or the SEC or someone. That's not cool. And then the second thing is I want to hear how close we came to the financial system breaking, specifically the stock market. I think with the volume that was going on and the whole 2-day kind of order matching, settling process, I have a sneaky feeling that we were really close to having it break, fracture. The sheer quantity, velocity, and narrow time frame this all went down, I don't believe the system has ever experienced something like that on a handful of stocks. And the volumes were astronomical. The option contracts were astronomical. I'm guessing the system was closer to breaking than people realize. I hope we hear about that. Next up, again, staying on the Robinhood front, I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but it looks like Robinhood's going to let you trade or buy cryptocurrencies now. Even the cryptocurrency that was started as a joke, I think it's called Dogcoin. It's the one that Elon Musk talks about a bunch. But yeah, I think anything that started as a joke, probably shouldn't be on a platform that's meant for the average person. Kind of my opinion. If you want to be a seasoned investor and play with a joke, go for it. But I don't know. There's just something wrong about that one. It just feels weird. Walmart. We talked about this on the weekend. Walmart missed. And more importantly, they talked about sales moderating. So when you look at that, or at least when I look at that, I wonder a couple of things. I think about the Walmart buyer, right? What do I do on this channel? I look at the consumer. And for a long time, Walmart has been benefiting from this health crisis. People were trading down and they were buying more on a single trip. All good for Walmart. But now Walmart is saying, we're not sure we can keep the same store sales. We're going to have some tough comps. And we should expect this across the board. I've been highlighting this was coming. But I wonder if the economy gets going, the people who traded down to Walmart now trade up. And I don't know what that is. That might be Target. That might be local grocery store. I don't know. But as the economy gets better, Q2 better than Q1, so on and so forth, I wonder if we trade up, right? The last year, 6 quarters have been trading down. I think that trend reverses. And I think Walmart is the first to say, hey, guys, FYI, we won't be as strong at the end of the year as this year. It looks like if you live in the state of California and you make less than $30,000, the state wants to send you some money. Looks like the governor has approved a $600 stimulus check, for those people making less than $30,000. This is on top of what likely will be $1,400 from the federal government. The one difference I've seen with the California 600 is you get it after filing your state taxes. Unlike the federal government, which they'll be mailing out checks as soon as possible. No requirement to file your 2020 taxes. Again, folks, we are seeing inflation. I've already told you this CPI nonsense is crazy. Oil is up to $61 a barrel. 10-year Treasury back over 1.3. Last time I checked is at 1.312. I did an interview with Mortgage Matt yesterday. I think it posted at 6 o'clock p.m. Where he talked about on Tuesday rates went up 3 times on 30-year mortgages. Went up basically a quarter point. A quarter point is enough to get a no answer from a yes answer, right? You are approved at 3%, but you're not approved at 3.25%, right? This is coming, right? The Fed can hold the short end, but not the long end. So it's going to be interesting. I think we need to send some love to Texas. I have seen some horrific pictures from Texas, pipes breaking and freezing. As a landlord who can only imagine his apartment buildings or houses with pipes freezing, what that would do to my tenants. We need to send some good thoughts, some good vibes. Let's hope it warms up. Let's hope that people get their power back, their water supply. What is going on there is truly scary from an individual perspective, but from a landlord perspective, I can only imagine the insurance claims that are coming. Water is. I almost think a water problem is worse than a fire. I've had both issues over 20 years where a pipe broke and flooded, and also I've had a couple of fires. Fires are visually like where the problem is, right? It's all smoky and dirty and black. But water, man, water goes everywhere. Water crawls up the wall. Water goes up a wall, right? Drywall specifically. It's just, water's bad. It goes everywhere. Everything's got to be replaced. And you're never done. You're just never done with water. So send some love to Texas. If you know anybody in Texas, call on them, check on them, see if you can, send them anything. Fed officials are talking. Basically, they're like, dude, we're nowhere close to where we want to be. They're going to be dovish. They're going to be spending money. Janet Yellen's going to be spending. And then the last thing we talked about yesterday, MicroStrategy's issuing $600 million in a corporate convertible. Well, now they're upping it 50%. Now it's $900 million. I got to just ask, as a public company, when does the board of directors come in and say, you know what? Enough is enough. I mean, come on. They're essentially a Bitcoin bank now. MicroStrategy's, the software company, doesn't exist. So if they want to change their charter and spend stuff off, by all means, but this kind of feels like the Hunt brothers cornering silver, right? Back in the 70s or 80s. Man, this may work out for Michael Saylor, MicroStrategies. Maybe. It doesn't make it right. The fiduciary duty of the company is to take care of their shareholders. And essentially becoming a Bitcoin bank under the guise of a software company just doesn't feel right to me. So at the end of the day, again, what do you think about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson running for president? A, do you think he'll do it? Or do you think this is like a PR stunt to get a bunch of tweets and Instagram posts? And, if he does it, do you think you'd vote for him? Just curious. Leave comments below. Remember, today's a great day to make some money. Let's be a little bit better than yesterday. I'll be talking to Jonathan here in a little bit. Take care, everyone. Have fun. Have a great day. Bye.